A U.S. Navy blimp crashed into a quiet California neighborhood in 1942. Its engines were still capable of running, its fuel tanks were nearly full, its radio worked, its parachutes were untouched, but the cockpit was empty. 2 trained Navy pilots had taken off that morning on a routine anti-submarine patrol. The ship came back. The men did not. Today, we navigate back to August 16, 1942, to investigate one of World War II's most unsettling aviation mysteries, the story of the ghost blimp L-8. It had been just 8 months since Pearl Harbor. The west coast of the United States was gripped by fear. Japanese submarines had already shelled oil fields near Santa Barbara. Rumors of invasion spread like wildfire. Every shadow on the water could be a periscope. The sky became America's watchtower. The L-8 was part of Blimp Squadron ZP-32, stationed at Treasure Island Naval Air Station in San Francisco Bay. These weren't parade balloons. They were military patrol craft. Slow, quiet, capable of hovering for hours, perfect for spotting submarines. On the morning of August 16, 1942, at 6:03 a.m., L-8 lifted off into clear blue skies. In the gondola were 2 men. Lieutenant Ernest DeFilippo, Ensign Howard E. Adams, both experienced, both trusted, both expecting to return by late morning. This was not a combat sortie. It was, as some crew later described it, a milk run. The patrol route took them west toward the Farallon Islands. At 7:50 a.m., L-8 radioed base. DeFilippo reported investigating a suspicious oil slick on the water. Oil slicks mattered. They could indicate a submarine beneath the surface. Witnesses later confirmed the blimp descended to approximately 30 to 50 feet above the ocean, circling the slick. Then something changed. The blimp abruptly climbed, steeply, almost vertically. It rose into the clouds and vanished from sight. Those were the last confirmed actions taken by its crew, and here is where the mystery begins. At 10:49 a.m., nearly 3 hours after takeoff, L-8 was spotted again. But it was no longer flying under control. It was drifting. One engine was idling. The other had stopped. The envelope was sagging, losing helium. No radio communication, no distress call. It drifted back over San Francisco, crossing the Golden Gate Bridge like a wounded giant. Golfers below watched in confusion. Some claimed they saw figures inside, but no one could be certain. At approximately 11 a.m., the blimp struck a hillside in Daly City, bounced back into the air, then finally descended onto Bellevue Avenue. It dragged its cables across power lines. Then it collapsed. Silence. Residents rushed forward. They expected fire or bodies. Instead, they found something far more disturbing. The gondola was intact. The door was open, latched in the outward position. Inside, the radio was operational. The logbook was present. The life raft was still secured. 2 parachutes were in place. The 3rd parachute, designated for a 3rd crew member who never boarded, was stored in the rear. Fuel levels were nearly full. The depth charges were still attached. No signs of struggle, no blood, no damage consistent with an onboard fight. It was a perfect locked room mystery at 5,000 feet. But here is what the Navy later noted quietly in its report. The door latch mechanism showed signs of mechanical irregularity, and that detail would shape the leading theory. Over the decades, theories multiplied. A Japanese submarine capture? No evidence? Foul play between pilots? No signs of conflict? A secret cover-up? No classified file ever suggested such a conclusion. But the simplest explanation is often the hardest to accept. Imagine this. One pilot leans slightly outside the open hatch to better observe the oil slick. The blimp encounters turbulence, perhaps a sudden gust or downdraft. He loses footing. In that split second, the 2nd pilot reacts on instinct. He reaches out. There is no time to strap on a parachute, no time to think, only time to act. The combined weight shifts violently, and both men are pulled into the cold Pacific Ocean. The blimp, now unmanned, rises as ballast changes, slowly drifting home on prevailing winds. It is not cinematic. It is not supernatural. It is human, and it is tragic. The Navy conducted a full investigation. No definitive conclusion was ever reached. Lieutenant DeFilippo and Ensign Adams were declared missing in action, and later presumed dead. Their bodies were never recovered. The L-8 itself was repaired. It returned to service. It completed the war. Some sailors whispered it was jinxed, but perhaps it wasn't cursed. Perhaps it was simply a silent witness, a machine that outlived its masters. Today, Bellevue Avenue looks ordinary. Cars pass, children play. No plaque marks the crash site. No monument stands where a war machine once fell from the sky without its crew. The Pacific swallowed 2 men and returned their ship as evidence. History remembers the battles, but sometimes it's the silence between them that lingers longest. 2 men flew into a clear blue sky. Only the Blimp came home. I'm the Time Navigator. Until our next journey through the shadows of the past, keep your eyes on the horizon.